Are you serious? Are you serious? We might actually have some news that everybody, though, hang on a minute. Just take a deep, deep breath, okay? Because this is one last night and still waiting on a report actually going to be coming from my friend the world that may change the course of history. And if it does, I'll post it at Patreon unless I can post it here. We'll see. But here's what I can say. We do have some information that just came in. Very, very important. Let me put a shout out right now, if I could, for www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. A cutting edge 2024 study shows collagen can have drastically positive effects on skin health. This study found that women who take a daily collagen drink see a noticeable reduction in wrinkles and firmer, more hydrated skin. But it's important not to use just any random collagen. Make sure you use a collagen that's backed by real science. That's why, guys, this amazing multi-collagen with real science, it's made with the real good stuff, like 5 different collagens of plant and fish collagen. It's important, guys. This stuff it will transform your skin. You will look better, feel better, act better, be better. Who knows what else it could be? You just might be ready to elevate. I don't know. Are you ready for the rapture? I don't know. But I'm just saying, get some of this right now. Go to www.healthwithpaul.com. This unique formulation it is designed to reduce the visible signs of aging, reduce the wrinkles, promote a youthful glow, promote elasticity, promote skin hydration. Are you serious? Just put a little scoop in the soup, a little scoop in the smoothie. I like to put it in my coffee. You'll be ready. You'll be ready to go. Yeah. Just go to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. All right. Yeah, we're still celebrating 15 years. Man, I tell you what, last night, I really appreciate Mike getting to us with this email. He's put us on edge, though. He's really put me on edge. But I'm getting the assurances that hopefully everything's going to work out. And I hope to be able to tell you that right here. But I do have some information right now. And this is huge. 22 minutes ago, Ukrainian President Zelenskyy said it's time to make things right. Zelenskyy says he's ready to work with President Trump after that Oval Office spat. Just a few months before that, Ukraine's Zelenskyy said it's time to make things right with the U.S., and he seeks Trump's strong leadership for peace. The news coming out of Europe is that Zelenskyy is regretting how that meeting went down Friday. He ran home. All of his other buddies all put their arms around him, said they're with him, threw him about $3 billion, and then realized they can't fund this war. They can't win this war, and that it's time that something takes place. So Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy says he's ready to work with President Donald Trump to negotiate a peace deal. He wants to get right. Let's get it done. Negotiate a peace deal with Russia, effectively ending a standoff between the leaders that exploded last Friday, and then again, a war of words last night when the U.S. said that it would stop supplying Ukraine with weapons. Zelenskyy then said in a social media post that it's time to make things right with the American president and his administration. He expressed gratitude for prior U.S. support for Ukraine in its battle to beat back Russia's military forces, and he praised President Trump, whom he fought with last Friday in the Oval Office. Look, none of us wants an endless war. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, Zelenskyy said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Donald Trump's strong leadership to get a peace deal that will last, according to Zelenskyy. The Trump administration said last night that it was pausing all military assistance to Ukraine, delivering a major blow to Kiev's efforts. Trump said that after the Oval Office fight that he did not want to speak to Zelenskyy again until that leader was ready to discuss a peace agreement on his terms. Zelenskyy said today, this morning, just less than an hour ago, he said in his social media post that he is now ready to work fast and to bring this war to an end. And he said, I'm ready to sign the minerals agreement with the president and the United States, and that he left Washington last week without completing what he should have done. Now, this is a big step for Zelenskyy. Now, matter of fact, another report says that they put it this way. U.S. Says Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy said today, within the hour, that his country was ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to work out a peace deal to end the war that was sparked by Russia's full-scale invasion. The Ukrainian leader also said it was time to make things right with the United States after that bruising Oval Office meeting with President Trump. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, Zelenskyy said in a very lengthy social media post. He said, my team and I stand ready to work with President Trump's strong leadership to get peace that will last. Ukraine's president outlined possible first stages for the ceasefire deal, which appeared to be echoing some of European proposal floated by French President Emmanuel Macron over the weekend. And he issued his statement as Ukraine braced to continue its defense without any more aid from the U.S. support. But he said, we're ready to work fast to end this war. The first stages could be release of prisoners and a truce in the sky, banned all missiles, long-range drones, all bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure, and a truce in the sea could happen immediately, he said, if Russia wants to do the same. Then he went on to move very fast, he said, all new stages and to work with the U.S. to agree to a strong final peace deal. So Zelenskyy, I think, has come to his senses, and I think Trump basically said, look, I'm wanting to help you get this done, and I'm not going to keep funding this war. I've told you that. Let's get this over with. I'm not sending any more. You need to come to the table. We need to get this done. And Zelenskyy now realizes when he went to Europe and found out they don't have the money to give him, they don't have the ability to give it to him. They told him they would help him, but they really can't. And they realized that, and he realized that. And I think it's time to bring this to a close. I mean, let's stop the killing. I think that's what Trump has been saying. And really, we could have been a mile down the road in these last 3 days. But sometimes people have to come to Jesus before they realize that they should have went to Jesus first anyway. So that's where we're at. Let's pray for peace. I am really praying for peace. I think it's very critical that this happens. We're living in the end times. We're living in the last days. We're living in the days that the Bible said would come. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. We are running out of time. I will be back with more updates. Of course, this critical information that we got last night from one of our sources within the government is very, very volatile, as you guys have went over and already heard that when it relates to the Middle East. And so we're following up on that right now to find out where this is going. And at the same time, we know that Israel did say they're sending 50,000 additional troops and that they have as many as 400,000 reservists on call up. It is really coming to a head fast in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Mike Around the World had sent that very, very cryptid email to me last night, and more is coming. And I hope to be right back here to give you that information if I can, as soon as possible. So stay with us. We'll be right back right here on The Coming Apocalypse.